The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, and callers on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2020. All rights are reserved.
Broadcasting live from the ILTV studios located here at University Drive. Welcome again to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. Welcome, my spiritual advisor.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Good to be here.
Well, today happens to be Friday, the first day of March in the year of our Lord 2024. And of course, March is a month. And if you would recall the history of Caesar and who else was it, my spiritual advisor? Caesar. Who stabbed Caesar? Anyway, and if you would remember that Caesar was born to beware the Ides of March. Okay. So we shall beware the Ides of March. So it's a wonderful day, and of course we are broadcasting live from the ILTV studios located here on University Drive. Everybody knows that I am a justice of the peace, and I'm also a member of the Holy Roman Catholic Church. So there's some things we're going to look at. I'm going to go back to the Supreme Court because Adrian Gibson's fraud case is a wonderful case. It's a case that I think every citizen ought to be following, particularly the good people of Long Island. So we're going to look at Adrian. We're going to look at a Negro lady by the name of Tanya, who told the court under cross-examination that she was surprised that she was charged with fraud. So it's a beautiful case where an accused who has cut a deal with the prosecution was surprised that she was charged. So today has been relatively peaceful. The police has not informed me of any crime, so I thank God that it appears that it's peaceful. But the day is not over yet, so we shall be looking at a number of things. And then, of course, I want to look at, I'll tell it to you when I return. So this is Freedom March, Rodney Roll, my spiritual advisor, and of course, God save Commonwealth of the Bahamas, God save King Charles III, and the entire royal family. God save the King. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker, and I have been receiving some complaints out of Harbor Island, and I have a voice note in which an elderly Negro man is complaining of the fare. He has alleged that there is plenty fare permeating Harbor Island, and he wants the Prime Minister to take some action in Harbor Island. He appears to be concerned about a variety of social issues such as illegal immigration and, of course, a level of criminality. And apparently gangsters are setting up a camp on Harbor Island. And he says that it is his hope that instead of the Bahamas government sending the defense force to Haiti, they would come and send the defense force to Harbor Island to protect them because they're scared. So I don't know. I thought since Harbor Island is watching and I've given certain citizens my words that I would mention it, I'm doing so because the defense force, I'm advised, is required to go to Haiti, but it appears that the Haitian opposition is organizing to take power in Haiti. It appears that we have two sets of organization in Haiti. One which is called gang. The gangs are actually the masses of the people, the poor and the underprivileged, the old descendants of the old slaves. So I thought I'll say that to you. And of course, I also have to look at a complaint by a Haitian family who's very concerned over the fact that a female relative was captured at Arawak Key when she was about to be, what is the word? She was about to be smuggled into the United States. And they're concerned over the fact that immigration has not revealed that she is in their custody, and they are satisfied that she has to be in their custody because she was on the boat that should have been smuggled in to perhaps the United States directly or at a new base. You see, there's a new smuggling base on Grand Bahama. And I don't know why the Bahamas government and the United States government wouldn't close it down. And so they're very concerned, and I promise to take up that course. My spiritual advisor, I welcome you.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Are you ready
Good to be
spread
here.
the gospel?
Gospel, the gospel.
Well, behold, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Thank you so much. Good to be here. Santa, today we're going to go to the book of Romans, chapter 6, verses 3 through 6. I'm responding to a question concerning the mode of baptism. We know for a fact that there's some churches who sprinkle, and they call it baptism. We have some folks who pour water, some pour it over your forehead or whatever have you. They call that baptism. We have some folks who, of course, practice immersion or burying or a total immersion into water. We know some folks who practice that. So I'm responding to a question: what is the mode of baptism? What does the Bible teach baptism is, and what mode is it actually practiced in according to the first century Christians? So Romans 6, 3 through 6 says this. Pay attention very carefully. It says, so don't you know that all of us who were baptized into Christ Jesus were baptized into his death? That's very important. We were therefore buried with him through baptism into death, in order that just as Christ was raised from the dead through the glory of the Father, we too may live a new life. For if we have been united with him in a death like his, we will certainly also be united with him in a resurrection like his. For we know that our old self was crucified with him, so that the body ruled by sin might be done away with, and that we should no longer be slaves to sin. Look at verse 3 and 4. Don't you know that all of us who were baptized into Christ Jesus were baptized into his death? So the answer to what is the mode of baptism, verse number 4 says, we were therefore buried with him through baptism into death, in order that just as Christ is raised from the dead through the glory of the Father, so we too may we rise to walk in the newness of life. So Santa in verse number 4 says baptism is a burial and not pouring or sprinkling. And this is in your Bible. Do you have a red Bible at home? In order to get this passage or to understand this, you need a red Bible. All right, so make sure you have a red Bible at home. Verse number 4 says we are therefore buried with him by baptism. If you don't have a red Bible, you would not see this passage. And when I say red Bible, I'm not talking about a R-E-D Bible. I'm talking about a R-E-A-D Bible. So you need a red Bible to see verse number 4, because if you don't read, you won't see it. Verse number 4 says, therefore we are buried with him through baptism. All right, so baptism is not sprinkling, my friend. I'm so sorry that the Catholic Church has taught you that, but the Catholic Church is in error. Romans 6, 3 through 6 is in your Bible, your red Bible. It says baptism is a burial. May the word of God forever and ever be blessed. Amen. Thank you so much, Mr. Producer.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker, and of course, there's some very interesting things taking place in the country. And I think I'll start, since I have promised one or two people of Haitian descent that I will raise the issue. Now, everybody knows that earlier this week, immigration and the police raided our Joaquin and arrested about 35 people, most of whom, if not all of them, are Haitians. And there is this new train to the United States. It's a smuggling ring that is taking place. It has always been taking place because in the United States, there's some very interesting politics taking place. And it appears that Haitians and perhaps others are now of the opinion that if there is a time to smuggle into the United States, do it now when general election is approaching and the politics is exciting. So there was this attempt by these wonderful citizens of Haiti, many of whom have been living in the Bahamas, and the Bahamas being like a stepping stone, a jumping jack to get to the United States. And most people wants to go to America. And so they have this wonderful, wonderful smuggling ring taking place. And the way the ring operates is you charge about $5,000. And then when you pay your $5,000, they will use a code word, get you in the Grand Bahama, where the smugglers have set up camp. Many of the smugglers look black, but there are quite a number of them who are white. And so once you would have arrived safely on the island of Grand Bahama, you are placed in a blue house. And according to the intelligence, they tend to move you from house to house. Now, many of my people are very intelligent. They have been timid and I can't find the big word, but they were not willing to move from house to house. They have discovered that when you move from point A to point B, you run the risk of being captured by immigration. And of course, immigration do show up at where the Haitians are alleged to be hiding. But my people believe in magic, and so when the immigration shows up, they're able to disappear, and the immigration cannot catch them. And then afterward, you would recall that I told you that some of them put on yellow wigs and bikini. And once the women dress like bikini, and they began to sail out of Grand Bahama to the United States. Apparently, the American Coast Guard, maybe they used to seeing black people with yellow hair, and they do not, intercepted them. But there is a great fear on Grand Bahama because they've been seeing lots of immigration, and there's a fear of being captured. I want to tell them, do not be afraid to be captured. If you know that you have run out of food and drinks, and the smugglers are playing game, it's better to surrender. It's really better to surrender. I don't know how come the local authorities are not able to crack that. All right? So I'm going to give out my cell number. If you are a Haitian immigrant and you're no longer able to receive food because the people who you have spent your $5,000 with are playing games that is going to endanger you, you call me. And my number is 801-5760. 801-5760. And it has to stop. And I think that there ought to be negotiation between the government of the Bahamas and the United States. It's a strange kind of negotiation that I'm going to suggest, where the Americans will now allow all the Haitians who would like to travel to the United States to be able to go to the American embassy and make a plea for political and economic refugee. And I think it will be powerful because their parents, their family who are very concerned, because I would have told you perhaps the latter part of last year of two brothers who took the same train to the United States, and they would have left here, went to Grand Bahama, and they drowned. So I thought I'd tell it to you. It's kind of emotional having to listen to all of these stories. So I yearn for a day when Haiti will not be interfered, where the Haitian people can fight their revolution and win their government, and all Haitians who are willing to return will be able to return without the world interfering with them politically, because there's been major conspiracy in Haiti culminating in the assassination of the Haitian president, Moïse Jovenel. I thought I'd say that to you, and if my spiritual advisor wants to comment, he's free to comment.
Now we can move on.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor. In the Supreme Court, the Adrian Gibson case has now been adjourned, as I have advised you yesterday. But Tanya D. Merritt, a very interesting Negro lady, and she has testified that somebody unlawfully signed her signature. The law do make provision, you know, that if I have a certain handicap, I can ask somebody to sign my signature for me. In her case, she has no handicap. In her case, she has denied categorically that she did not sign the contract with the son of Dr. Elwood Donaldson, the former Progressive Liberal Party member of Parliament who passed away the other day, Elwood Donaldson of the Water and Sewerage Corporation. And so yesterday, Damien took her to the mill. And everybody knows what can happen at the mill. She says, and I find it so interesting, I don't know how I got in this mess. A woman who accepted a plea deal in the criminal trial of Adrian Gibson and others said she was surprised when police charged her with fraud-related offenses because she did not know how she, quote, got in this mess. Tanya DeMerit continued her testimony yesterday as Senior Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson presided. Under cross-examination by Mr. Gibson's attorney, Damian Gomez KC, Ms. DeMerit confirmed that she was arrested and charged, but later took a plea deal. She admitted she made false statement to the police, saying she did so out of fear and confusion. She said she was confused and lost. So that's what's going on in the case. A woman under vigorous cross-examination. And it was very intensive. And so the case continues. And sometime next week, the court will convene in this powerful case. It's a case of all cases. It's perhaps bigger than the case of the murdered late Zahari Oaks. And you would recall that Zahari Oaks was murdered, and there have been a big trial, but the Adrian Gibson case is perhaps the biggest case. So I think I'll leave that like that for the time being. I'm now going to invite my spiritual advisor because I am able to see that there are things on his mind.
No.
And those things are worldly. And since he wishes
I'm
to
following you.
indulge
No, I'm following
into
you.
worldly things, I shall invite him.
Sandra, I don't want to comment.
To do so.
I don't want to comment on that case.
I'm not asking you to comment on this case. I'm asking you if you wish to raise an issue early in the game.
Yeah, you talked earlier about the worsening and deteriorating conditions in Harper Island. Apparently there is a concern raised by a citizen, and there's some allegations there in the voice note, though we cannot prove if it's factual. But it does, if it is. Already? Okay. We had the 4:30 break.
This is Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. What a wonderful Friday in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the peace of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save King Charles III and the entire royal family. Hold on, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker, and then, of course, I do have an ad to read, an ad on behalf of Western Air. So, my spiritual advisor, do you have an ad as well?
No, I don't. No.
You don't?
No, I
really?
don't. No.
Okay, well, I'm having little challenges, but I think it's going to work. Okay, here it goes, folks. Western Air introduces jet flights into North Eleuthera starting February 23rd, 2024. Flights from Nassau to North Eleuthera are available on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings, as well as Sunday evenings. Visit www.westernAirBahamas.com to book today. And that is powerful, very powerful indeed, I think. So let's see what else we're going to talk about. Yeah. You would recall that a couple of weeks ago, a magistrate had sentenced a 23-year-old Negro lady who had pleaded guilty for abandoning her two Negro kids in Nassau Village. And if I have it correctly, the magistrate sentenced her to 1 year in prison after she admitted that she abandoned the children, but she gives some very powerful economic reasons behind having to, quote, abandon the children, them, end quote. And you would recall that she said she had fallen on hard times. She had no food for the two children. She went to social services, but social services was not kind to her. And as a result of that, she found herself on hard time. But she did have a male friend, and she felt that if she visited him, he would provide the funds which would permit her, as a poor Negro woman, to take care of the children. But in the process, she got carried away, time ran on her, and of course, that is a predicament. And the learned magistrate sentenced her to prison. And you would recall that I told you, the public, that I felt the punishment was too harsh, taking into consideration that the mother, in desperation, attempted to see how best she was able to take care of her children. And I'm unwilling to judge her based on any standard. I will not judge her based on morality. I really just feel, I feel sorry for her. Well, I'm not going to identify the attorney, but we have been successful in having an attorney lodge an application to the Court of Appeal so that the judges of the Court of Appeal would listen to an application that perhaps could turn out much better for one of the women there. This is a society of hypocrites. This is a society of a bunch of elitist Negro women talking nonsense about women's rights. But when a basic problem affects a poor black woman out of communities like Nassau Village, they duck and hide. And they never come forward and say, sister, sister, this is wrong. We're going to stand with her. We're going to fight for justice. And in the process, we are going to see how best we can assist her with housing accommodation and the maintenance of her Negro children. So it is my hope that the Court of Appeal will hear this petition urgently, so that we will know whether or not this mother can be returned to her Negro children. So I want to thank the attorney. I shall reveal his identity when I think it is right, but I want to thank him for being a Bahamian man who loves, respects the woman there, and when called upon, he plays his role quietly in the background, so we're going to see. And I just thought I would tell that to you in view of the fact that there are many women who are being exploited in this country, but they have no real champion. Don't mind the talk. They have no real champion, because here is a Negro woman who is in prison for having, using their words, abandoned her children in search of food for them. And I thought I'd tell you that for what it's worth. Now, my spiritual advisor, you had a topic that you want to deal with. May I hear your topic?
I was talking to you earlier about what is the current situation in Lucha? I mean, as far as you know, apparently one of the major complaints, beside there being a crime issue, I think one of the latest ones was the shooting in the club. Folks also complain about illegal migrants, illegal migration that's affecting Harbor Island. Do you know how deep the problem is? Have you heard of any?
I really don't know how deep the problem is. I'm certain that here in the Bahamas, which is inclusive of Harbor Island, we have thousands of people from the Caribbean who are here. Many of them would have come illegally in search of political and economic refuge.
So we have hundreds of people from the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Okay, namely where?
The Caribbean. Are you able to
what
identify?
Is the issue? What is the issue in Harbor Island?
Well, I don't know what the issue is, because certainly hundreds of Haitians are attempting to get into the United States. I'm kind of saddened.
They're trying to get to the United States?
Yeah.
So they just happen to step here temporarily?
No. They're here. They're living here, but they're trying to get into the United States. I have been in contact with a Haitian man who tells me of a relative who has been on that long march heading towards, I don't know the geography of Mexico, but heading towards freedom. Don't forget now, America, for thousands, perhaps millions of people, it is the home of the brave. For me, this is brave home. See, I have my brave, but there are millions of people who want to get to the United States. And so I'm kind of concerned that if the Americans will not close up their borders, I won't see many of my Haitian friends. And I don't want them to leave. Go ahead.
You want them to live. Anyhow. But it seems to be a vaccine problem. It does seem as if they're suggesting that Harbor Island is not the same how it used to be. Now, I couldn't say what has brought this vaccine problem on.
Perhaps you should go on an investigatory...
No, I don't. The way that voice note sounds, this young man, whoever it is, sounds as if he's even intimidated to come outside. Because
that is not the voice of a young man, my spiritual advisor.
Okay. So you think that's an elderly man?
Yeah.
It sounds as if he's emotionally distressed. That could be the reason why he sounds elderly.
Yeah.
But he's rather distressed emotionally. And he's calling for the government to really lend them assistance with dealing with the issue of threat as far as violence is concerned. And the
well, the violence
migration.
isn't coming from the Haitian community.
No. I guess the gun violence.
Murderer, he had on an ankle bracelet.
Okay.
The murdered victim, he had on an ankle bracelet. All right? And I understand Bahamians' concern. I have a concern. My concern is personal and ethnic. I'm very concerned that thousands of Haitians are getting ready to go to the United States. And if they do, I'll never see them again. So I'm very
Why are you
sad
worried about that? Because, I mean, that's where they want to go, right? That's their dream.
I'm only being selfish, you know. I say, if they go, I'll never see them again.
You won't. Okay.
Huh?
You don't think they'll ever come back?
So I'm concerned about my emotions.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So I would want them not to smuggle into the United States. All right?
Either that or they...
And the path that is being used, you know, it's you get your $5,000 and you're taken. They smuggle you into Grand Bahama. And apparently, if you're a woman, you put on your yellow wigs, right? And you play tourist. And you're able to smuggle right in. And it's powerful. Yeah. Are you concerned?
Well, Sandra, you know, the thing is I
don't want them to go to America.
Yeah, but illegal migration is an issue not only here in the Bahamas, but other countries. But we're concerned about that. But it does seem to pose a very serious issue for us. Now, Harbor Island...
What poses a serious issue?
Illegal migration.
My brother?
These illegal settling in various islands.
Had it not been... See, that's that.
No,
see,
we're not worried
there's a
about...
hypocrisy here.
So...
Had it not been for the so-called illegal immigrants, you wouldn't have any construction worker.
Says who?
You wouldn't have... Me.
That's not true.
You wouldn't have hardly anyone to build a house.
Yeah, that's not true. That's
Perhaps 65% of the homes that are being constructed here on the island of New Providence is being done by Haitian contractors and Haitian laborers. All right? Somebody just tipped me off and said some Haitian was working, and I decided, let me go. And when I got to where they were working, and I saw it was such a wonderful citizen they were working for, the only thing I said to them, you all getting paid right? And they say, yeah, man, we getting paid right. So I left them alone. And all I want the public to know, had it not been for Haitian workers, take it from me, had it not been for Haitian workers and Haitian contractors, we would be able to get affordable house in some instances, right? I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm only giving you an economic reality. So if you are constructing a house, if you are repairing a house, if you could only find in this country good Haitian workers, and every person that I see on the island of New Providence, me and the police and the immigration and the various government authorities, well, I have to presume that everybody here is lawfully, until my spiritual advisor or others can show me otherwise. Oh, but in the construction community, y'all know it. Had it not been for Haitian labor, we wouldn't have this beautiful country. Don't forget now, my people the Haitian
you want to
people
justify illegal
over. I'm not
migration.
justifying anything.
You want to
over the last
justify
50 years.
illegal
Had it
migration.
not, I'm not justifying anything. Had it not been for Haitian labor, especially the Haitians that we treat as if they are African slaves, we wouldn't be in the economic position that we are in. So, that's it.
Okay.
And as I told you, I'm opposed to the smuggling. You notice what I do. When the prostitution ring is active, I come right here on TV and I say, you see over there? All they're doing is selling. Then I sit back to watch to see what they can do. Nobody does nothing about it. Then as the smuggling is going on, I tell everybody it's $5,000. They meet at the back of our quay. You can go there and you can smuggle all hours of the evening. I told you. Now I tell you they got a camp in Grand Bahama. Then I give you the secret. I say, look here, they put black women who speaks Haitian Creole. They dress them up as blonde and they put bikini on them. Don't mind I'm laughing. Take it from me. So I let everybody know that's what's going on. But I don't want the Haitian to go to the United States. You know how many Haitian friends I would lose if they go to America? Oh, I'll never see them again. I can give you stories. When I was a teenager, of some Haitians who lived in Black Village, and they set sail unlawfully to the United States, and the mother and her two sons drowned. All right? Please forgive me if you do not understand my emotionalism, but I would prefer that the Haitians, you know, they're black. I would prefer that if they're not going to Haiti, they hang out here with us, and thank God for Haitian labor. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Wait, no, I'm done with that.
You're done with that?
Yeah.
You're sure?
I think somebody has said it correctly. They call you a spin doctor, which is...
No, I'm not spinning.
That's the correct...
My spiritual advisor, did I not
you.
come here early in the week and
you're
told
a spin
you?
doctor, Sandra.
I told you that immigration, we have a new permanent secretary in immigration, Ellison Greenslade, the former commissioner of police. And we are seeing an intensity, a good organized approach to dealing with the immigration problem. I told you that. But I better step further. You've heard no one who's told this country that from Nassau they go to a big camp in Grand Bahama. You ever heard that?
No.
All right then. So there's no game.
Have you passed this information
I'm
on?
passing it on now.
It's amazing.
I'm passing it on now. I don't know where in Grand Bahama.
You need to sit down with the relative authorities and have this information.
Who would you recommend that I sit down with?
I'm not going to recommend anybody. You know exactly who you need to go to.
Well, everybody knows. If
That is
in
almost,
Grand Bahama,
that has become a national security threat.
well, let me
almost.
help Grand Bahamians. If you are in Grand Bahama, the house is painted blue. Any blue house, just call the immigration. All right?
The house is painted blue.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Why?
Anyhow.
What's your problem?
Anyhow, it is what it is. Let's move on to something else.
Okay, my spiritual advisor. You choose the next topic.
Yeah,
This is
okay, now
Friday.
it does seem as if something very interesting is developing over the last few months with folks who've been signing bails. Apparently, these folks are now showing up to court. And now the court is now ordering those who have put up these bonds, whether it be cash or whatever have you, to pay them. The latest case is now one family is faced with paying $15,000.
The Jungle Group?
No. Two relatives of a man who fled the day after his murder trial began were ordered yesterday to pay $15,000 paid. Well, see now, it does seem as if for those who are signing these bonds that you're going to have to really think this process through again. I know you want your folks to get out on bail and to have them basically get a fair trial, but it seems as if you now need to examine to see if this place is a flight risk or not. Other than that, you're stuck with the court and having to satisfy the bail bond. Now, this person, they say, fled. after he would have fled after the trial began. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, you really should know these people who you signed these bonds for. And so it was what, 2 sureties? So they're held accountable for the failure of the accused. Now, I think it would make sense to, before you do sign a bail bond, you should really know this person. When I say know them, you really should know what they're all about. Because it look like some folks pulling some surprises on people who are signing these bonds. But Senator, if called upon, would you sign a bond?
Well, let's go to the history of signing bail. In 1980, a sheriff out of the state of Florida came to the Bahamas to investigate drug trafficking, drug smuggling. One of the things that he discovered is that the professionals, the lawyers and the accountants, they had one of the biggest bail racket in this country. Bail racketeering has always been going on. We did it with the drug smuggler. So how does it work? You stand his bail and he never comes back. So you have enough money to pay the courts and you have big bucks in your pocket. We have had cases where the court ordered the drug smuggler cash bond. The drug smuggler, working through his lawyers, they put up the bail, they never return. Never return. We had a man in the hotel industry. I'm not going to call it a hotel because I kind of like some of the things they're doing. But he committed a serious, sinful crime. I think he did it in 1983. Perhaps it was 81. And of course, he got bail, and everybody around the court, including the late magistrate, who was an early crime interrupter, they knew that that Caucasian Frenchman would not return to the Bahamas. So what you're saying is nothing new. The good part about it is those who are standing bails are citizens of the Bahamas, and you can find them. You can identify them. But bail has always been a racket. And if it wasn't bail and the bondsman, they then was practicing opium. They were practicing witchcraft, but they never fooled me. It was practicing big bucks and interfering with the administration of justice. Now my Negro spiritual advisor, he thinks we have a crisis. We ain't got no crisis. This is nothing to compare with 1980, the period when this country was just embroiled in sin. Go ahead.
Anyhow, but what's really going on? I hope a lot of folks recognize this, that the Ministry of Works is conducting a demolition exercise where they are actually demolishing these unregulated communities and these homes that are built on these lands that don't have government approval for development, right? Now what is interesting is as these shanty towns are demolished, you're going to find out a lot of things. There are a lot of people who hide in these shanty towns.
Now when you say hiding in the shanty towns, what do you mean?
A lot of people go there for refuge for whatever reason.
These are
right?
which people?
Pardon me?
Who people?
Criminals.
Huh?
Criminals.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
They go and they hide in these because, you know, authorities don't really go into these shanty towns unless they go to do a search or
So there's plenty criminals in the shanty town?
Listen, all I'm telling you is what is happening now is good, that these shanty towns are being dismantled.
Okay.
Because once they're dismantled, now you're flushing out the system.
So
because you
how
don't
many
know
criminals,
what
as they break down the homes, how many criminals have they arrested?
Sandra, I don't have the stats, okay?
My spiritual advisor, they've not arrested any criminals.
But that doesn't mean they weren't there, all right?
My spiritual advisor,
Sandra,
they've arrested no criminals.
okay. But it doesn't mean they weren't there.
Goodness me, you are speculating.
Sandra, you think I'm speculating. Do you call it that?
Okay.
But Clay Sweeten, in my opinion...
Has he arrested
just
any
give
criminals?
Me a sec. Man, I didn't say he arrested...
Why are you pushing propaganda?
Give me a second, man.
Oh boy.
Let me ask a question. Who's in charge of Ministry of Works?
When you say who's in charge, what do you mean?
Who's the minister? Who's the minister of works?
The Minister of Works is the Honorable Clay Sweeting.
Listen, I nominate
An
him.
examination. You can nominate him in a second.
Minister of
I just
the
want to
Year.
point this out.
Minister of the
An
Year.
examination of the law. The Minister of Works has the statutory powers to
Right.
break down any house.
Yeah. No.
And I can show
No,
you
not only
one.
that.
Hold on, man.
Only him had
Right
the testicular
on the
fortitude
corner.
to do it.
That is not true.
It's amazing,
That
eh?
is not true.
We've never seen
I have,
this.
no,
This is
I have
unprecedented.
decided, for political reasons, I will not identify this Minister Wood, save to tell the people that at the corner of Market Street and John Road, on the northern side, a property, I might as well start the row, owned by the Moxie family. The Minister of Works broke it down. And it wasn't broken down because the structure was illegally constructed. It was broken down because they didn't further the construction, and it became an eyesore and a place for young thugs to smoke dope. So the Minister of Works ordered it broken down.
Yeah.
So the law has always made provision
That's fine.
for that.
That's fine.
But the problem why the shantytown was not broken is the Minister administration, being advised by Carl Bettel, they failed to look at the law and the powers that the Minister of Works has. Had they examined the law, all the minister had to do is serve notice and tell you either improve it or we can break it down. So this is nothing big. The problem has been that Carl Bettel has not been as, that's it. So there's no big thing other than the spiritual advisor.
I nominate him to
is
be
trying-
Minister of the Year.
He's trying to
Minister
create
of
political
the Year.
mischief.
Minister
All right?
of the Year. Clay Sweeting.
This is Freedom March.
Are you going to
My
nominate
name
him?
is Rodney Monk.
Minister of the Year.
God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save King Charles III. This is powerful. It's a Friday evening. Boom! We'll be right back. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. Do you have any birthdays?
we got a couple birthdays.
Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
We got a couple birthdays, and I think I did see quite a bit of them. So let's do this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. Go ahead, Mr. Medusa. I'm going to follow you on this one. Do you see those? Okay, let's do this first. Okay, so we want to send a happy birthday shout out to Ava. Oh, sorry. We want to send a happy birthday to Ava's mom. She'll be celebrating her birthday on Monday. Happy birthday to you from all of your children. All the best to you. We hope you enjoy your birthday, and of course, we hope you live to enjoy many more. So happy birthday, Ava's mom. You'll be celebrating your birthday on Monday. Well, we could actually wish your birthday on Monday. We sent it too early. Anyhow, then we want to wish a happy birthday shout out to Mary Jones Moss, celebrating her birthday. Happy birthday to you. All the best to you. We hope you enjoy your birthday, and we hope you live to enjoy many, many more. And then, of course, we want to wish a very special happy birthday to this beautiful young lady. A happy birthday to Princess Rajani Etienne, coming from your mom, Renee, your dad, Anthony, your sisters, Antonique, Antonia, your brother, Ronaldo, your niece, Ajane, nephews, Dajane, and Ajron, your best friend, WPC Deja Johnson, and your godmother, Elsie McIntosh, and many other family members and friends. Enjoy your special day, Princess Rajani Etienne. Okay, this young man, we're going to say happy birthday shout out to Kristen Taylor. Greetings coming from your parents and the rest of the family. Today is your 6th birthday. I understand, Mr. Monke, he's one of the children. Them. Happy birthday to you. All the best to you.
Happy birthday.
We hope you live to enjoy many more. And also, we'd like to say a happy birthday shout out to Kristen Taylor. Greetings coming from his parents and the rest of the family. Oh, We already did that just now. Good. Now, you see those photos coming from from Joe Campbell, the Member of Parliament for Centerville. What we're doing is there's some proud moment as Centerville regains supreme in a friendly yet spirited competition. I'm honored to accept the basketball championship trophy on behalf of the skilled Centerville United basketball team. Emerging victorious is the Honorable Zane Lightburn, the second annual Yamakon Constituency Love and Unity Basketball Tournament. Huge congratulations to our team for the exceptional teamwork, dedication, and sportsmanship displayed on the court. Let's continue to foster unity and community pride through the power of sports. Centerville Champions, hashtag community unity. So we're going to give a special shout out to these individuals, commending the diligent effort of 3 dedicated officers of the Royal Palms Police Force. That's PC 4583 Hanchel, PC 4673 Thurston, and PC 4775 Smith. These officers are on the front line conducting road traffic stops within the Centerville constituency, ensuring compliance with all road traffic laws to prioritize the safety of both drivers and pedestrians. As Acting Minister of National Security, I commend their commitment to keeping our streets safe. Those last 2 photos with the Honorable Member of Parliament for Centerville, Jumo, and these 2 police officers. I don't know if you have them, but I sent them to you. So we're just commending these, there they are. We're commending these diligent officers, dedicated officers of the Royal Palms Police Force. That's Police Constable 4583 Hanchel, Police Constable 4673 Thurston, and Police Constable 4775 Smith. Congratulations, men. You're doing a good job. And keep up the good works. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for today, Sandra.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor. But it's a Friday. What other thing is on your mind?
Listen.
Do you have any further information on...
Give me a second. Let's do this, Sandra, in the front page of the Tribune. This is something very interesting for all Bahamians to pay attention to. No doubt, this is causing a very serious stir in the country. Let me just get this quickly, because most of you who are homeowners and are delinquent in paying your taxes, apparently the government has decided they're going to go after all delinquent tax homeowners. And in doing so, they're going to exercise what is called the power of sale to have these properties put up for sale. This is very, very interesting development. The government says amnesty is over for delinquent real property tax.
The government said that?
Yes.
Or did the acting director
Let's see what it says.
Inland Revenue.
Let's read it.
Just hold on a second, man.
Rodney, you know something? Let me tell you what is upsetting with you. I'm reading just this headline here, and then I'm going to go into the body. That's what this says. That's what this says, not me.
Okay, so just relax.
Man, why don't you stop this?
Relax. You are my spiritual advisor.
Yeah, but sometimes, you just get me angry.
Do not allow the devil to overcome
The Bible says it's okay to be angry. I'm just not going to sit in my anger. I'm reading a headline in one of the tabloids that says, government says amnesty is over for the delinquent. Now let's read the body.
Just hold on a second, and then you can read the body.
Let's read the body.
Just hold on for a second. I want to say something. And stop sucking your teeth, man.
I tell you.
The acting...
You need the patience of Job to deal with you, man.
The acting director of Inland Revenue, Shonda Strawn, spoke to the Negro media, and she has outlined what her department, that I am going to presume is independent, is about to do. I want you to deal with the issue without trying to engineer politics so that you will not...
Sandra, I am reading a headline.
Mislead the public and cause them to lose their estate. Okay,
so let's read the body. Listen, all those under the sound of my voice. This is a headline that is on the front.
Stop wasting time and read it, my
No, see, because I don't want you to do what you're doing. You did this yesterday.
Wow. I did it.
You did it yesterday, and now you come back and then do the same thing.
You know why I did it yesterday? We in the F&F. We walk away with $1 million. You heard me? And if I was advancing the argument against the PLP over the $100,000 for the Prime Minister to lawfully travel, and if I wanted to play politics, I would have started off by saying, we in the F&M, we walk away with $1 million. And as a result of that, we are on trial. But you see what kind of man this is?
Who's on trial for $1 million?
We are
Let's read
on
the
trial.
body. Let's read the body of this headline here. Okay, let's see what it says. Let's see if citizens should be concerned about being in arrears on their real property tax. Okay, it says payment plans and amnesty periods for people who owe substantial. Okay, you gotta underscore that. It says substantial amounts of real property taxes are over. Acting Director of the Department of Inland Revenue, Shonda Strawn, said yesterday, as the department prepares to execute its power of sale against scores of delinquent accounts. The government has failed for years to significantly reduce the number of real property tax arrears, which Ms. Strawn revealed stands at about $900 million. And during this period, they've hired private collectors and so on and so forth. So after years of plans that provided little fruit, the government now decides, okay, we're going to now exercise our power of sale. So this is something very interesting.
Now, you really think she's going to be able to do that in all cases?
I doubt it. I doubt it, and I'm glad you raised that issue. I doubt it because I have information I can pass on. If you're a homeowner, if you're a homeowner, and let's just say you are retired and you're a senior citizen and you owe real property taxes, I can tell you that the information I'm getting is that you should go in and speak with somebody at Inland Revenue because those taxes can be reduced because of your age and you being a senior citizen. They can reduce it sometimes, I think, like about almost 50%, along with some other things to bring you in good standing. But for those who are not, this is something to be concerned about. I don't think I've seen this happen before in recent years.
What have you not seen?
Where the government actually is putting people's homes on the blocks.
My
As a
spiritual
matter of fact, there's a
advisor,
portal
I give
now.
you an example.
Okay.
Where Pinling took away.
Okay, so fine.
Don't stop
so
me.
fine.
Don't stop me. Don't stop me. I give
One
you
house, one person house.
Just relax.
We're talking about
I am giving
thousands
you
of homes
a house.
now.
I'm giving you the business place of a.
That's one. That's only one.
Would you please relax? Just relax. Just relax. What you are saying is not new. It just happened.
I've said I've never seen it on this scale.
My spiritual advisor.
Because right now there's a portal out there telling you how you can purchase these homes. If, as a matter of fact, there is lists. I've seen 2 lists already with either commercial or residential homes that are on the blocks.
Okay, well, go buy one.
You see what I'm saying? And they're telling you what you can, how you can qualify to purchase these homes.
Go ahead,
Now, this
buy
is,
one, right? But this is nothing new.
I've never seen this before.
I know you. There are things you don't forget now.
Mind you, I'm not as old as you are,
You're
but
not
I haven't
as old
seen
as
it.
me.
Absolutely.
Right.
But you're going back 100 years now to pick up one
It's
building.
very important
Yeah.
to go back
It's
because
amazing.
the law, that is the problem in the society. People who 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 wants to change laws that existed for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
From 1066.
Okay.
All right? Stop playing your political game. Shonda Strawn.
What political game are you talking about?
Just relax. Shonda Strawn is the acting director of Inland Revenue. And while they have powers, their powers are not totally and absolutely supreme. Now, of course, citizens should pay their taxes. But there are scores of citizens who cannot afford to pay their taxes and they cannot pay it for legitimate reason. And my spiritual advisor is an example of pointing out, in the case of elderly people, retired people, it isn't 0.5% because they won't be able to find the other half. It is written off. People, she needs Shonda Strawn needs to tell senior people, invalid people, listen, if you cannot pay due to those circumstances, you can make an application to her. And that's it. All right? But if you're able to pay, pay. Okay? Pay. Now, what Shonda purports is not applicable to them wonderful people in Life at Key that Dr. Minnis has already freed from paying taxes. It's only for the Negro people. And those of us who have a good case can challenge what she's doing. That has nothing to do with the fact that we are required to pay real property taxes if we owe them. It's powerful.
Yeah. So there is concern.
There's no concern. If you are not complying with the law, what is the concern?
Well, that you have to go and make sure you get in the correct standings. Other than that, your house will go up for sale.
Okay.
But pay attention to that. That's something very
My
interesting.
spiritual advisor, it's a very simple process of the law. People are required to pay real property taxes. Bahamians do not pay real property taxes on vacant land.
Yeah, we understand that.
Right?
Yeah, we understand that. Yeah.
So Bahamians who own large acreage of land, they have nothing to be afraid of. Those of you who are afraid of taxes, cannot afford taxes, you should move in Bain Town, move in Coconut Grove. That's what you should do. I live in Black Village. There's no tax to pay. That's where I live. So it's no major problem. We had a former member of parliament. He could not afford real property taxes. So he made a mistake. When he moved on West Bay Street, it was a beautiful home, but he could have found a nice home in Angliston. But he didn't want to live among those Negro people. He wanted to live in a wonderful community where there was lots of class and lots of wealth. But he had none. I don't want to call his name today. I keep those information when I'm ready to settle political score. Okay? So, go pay your tax. If you cannot, then you can make application. You can even appeal to the Minister of Finance. I got one whole PLP woman. Is a stalwart counselor. She calls me 5:30 in the morning because she wants me to put her case. And I said to her, it is my honor to grab a PLP stalwart and take her to Shonda Strawn and ask her that after this woman bring Penland and the PLP to power and her husband built one of the biggest house out east and is now dead and she ain't got no money, y'all can take her house from her? So it ain't as easy as these people saying. I got the woman right there. And her member of parliament happens to be a minister in the PLP government. But she know I'm willing to defend her because I'm leader of the woman dam. So these are issues that can be dealt with. But those who can pay their taxes should pay. And as simple as that, they should.
Yeah. And for those who are Christians, don't forget that, oh, sorry, excuse me. Let me take a drink of this.
See, my spiritual advisor is a Christian. Did he read the notice?
Sandra, for some strange reason, you're so politically wired in your mind that every time somebody reads something, you just light off.
My spiritual
just give me
advisor,
a second.
I
just want to answer a question.
To be personal with you on national radio and TV.
But I'm just saying, you're so politically
So what
wired.
you should do,
I just read a headline.
sure that your name is in there.
Okay.
That is as much as I'm
The
going to
last
say
time
to
my
you.
name appeared in Inland Revenue,
Not in inland revenue.
if you pull up my name in the system, you'll see that my tax is at 0. All right?
I'm going to leave your personal business
But
alone.
but I don't know what you're talking about, right? Because I don't know what.
ask you a simple question.
What is that?
Did you read the list?
Oh yes, I've read 2 of the lists. Yeah, I read them.
And did you see a big yellow building on it?
There are a couple of buildings on it, Sandra. There are a couple of buildings there, but there's no building that you may think is on the list. That building's not on the list. All right? Don't forget now, they say, you know something?
Don't follow me.
Yeah,
leave me alone. I'm teasing you.
Yeah, don't do that,
follow
though.
me.
You're disgusting, man.
No, I'm not disgusting. I
Yeah.
want you to prepare.
You're disgusting.
When you come on national TV and bringing your
disgusting.
political point, I already
That's
examined the
not a
facts.
political point. I was
It's
just
a
reading.
political
No,
point.
but I was just reading the headline from the tabloid, Senator, from a newspaper.
Oh, my spiritual advisor.
It's amazing.
If he would do
Let me ask you, when last you been to church, man?
Sunday,
You been to church on Sunday?
Friday and Sunday.
What was the sermon?
You're not going to
Because apparently, because apparently you must didn't pay attention to it.
Okay.
Anyhow.
What you thought we discussed in church, paying real property
No,
taxes?
no. Did they talk about being kind to your brother, to your neighbor?
I'm always kind to you. You're my spiritual advisor.
Speaking gently and with love
I have
to
respect
those you come into
and
contact with on a
admiration
daily
for
basis.
you,
Have your
that
speech.
I choose
Have your speech seasoned
a
with salt.
non-member of my Christian
You
community
ain't safe.
to be my spiritual advisor. Okay? And on the issue of being saved, you should be the last man to accuse me. Because I really promise,
Have your speech seasoned with
me
salt,
tell you
Sandra.
something. I'm angry when people say I'm not saved.
But you
And the
tell
next
people they're
person-
saved.
And the next person who tell me I'm not saved, I'm going to sue them. All right?
You know what people you tell they're saved?
They saved.
You tell Dr. Minister you're
He's
saved.
not saved. That ain't no lie. Minister's not saved.
Anyhow, but that's something for us to think about, Sandra. Real property taxes, you have to address them. The government is coming after real property tax delinquencies. They're up to $900 million owing, which is almost $1 billion.
You're going to get me in trouble.
No, Sandra, we just want to discuss here.
Yes, but you can get me in trouble. As a result of Shonda Strawn posting the notice, there are people in the society are going to get justice for the first time. See, her notice is not a condemnation of those who owe taxes. Her notice will cost hundreds of Bahamians who were entitled to great estate to get their share of the estate, and they will be in a position to march to inland revenue and pay up the taxes because after 40 years, they have finally gotten the share of the land that their grandpa left for them. Watch out for me! You can cost me to miss and talk people's business,
don't get emotional.
and people hate me.
But don't do that. We just discussed.
Shonda is a liberator.
But don't attack the woman.
How calling her a liberator is an attack on her?
Don't attack
She's going to
her.
cause those who have been unrighteously deprived of a great inheritance to receive it. That's parable, and I'll leave that like that, my brother.
We're coming close to the 5:30.
Really?
Mark.
Goodness
Yeah.
me, the weekend is approaching us.
Yeah, so in a few minutes we're going to open the lines so you can call in. No doubt.
I
I'm
understand
sure.
that Vasco,
Yeah, Vasco Bastian is inviting us to a little
he's
social.
having a birthday party.
I don't know if it's a birthday party, but he's inviting us to a little social. Someplace on Carpenter Road. He wants me and you to come to show our face. Apparently, he said that both you and I are their honored guests.
Really?
And he wants us to be there.
Did you tell Vasco that at 67, I do not travel alone?
Yeah, so you bring your bodyguard.
Not bodyguard.
You bring your aide. You have an aide, right? You have somebody that
No, I
drives
have
you?
I have to bring a delegation.
Okay.
Does he have cake?
I don't know.
each of the people who would accompany me?
Vasco, we're going to call you shortly. And we do appreciate the invitation. We're going to be there. Hopefully we're going to be there to share that moment with you. And the few men that you've decided to invite to that location.
What is he celebrating?
We appreciate you, Vasco. You're a good
What is
man.
he celebrating?
Vasco says he just loved the duo here on Freedom March, and he feels he needs to treat us to maybe a soft drink or something.
I just want Vasco to know.
You're a good man, Vasco Bastian.
I'm grateful for the treatment, but I'm keeping gasoline below the table. And I want Vasco to know.
You don't have to worry about gasoline, eh?
I don't want Vasco to know, Padisa. I don't want...
Vasco running a whole gas station,
When
man.
you tell Vasco, I want him to keep gas at that reasonable price. Okay? And this is powerful. This is powerful.
Yeah, we're going to open the lines, 323-7775 at the 5:30 mark, not now. When we come back, if you want to chime in, we'll be back in a couple of minutes so we can discuss. Hear you talk to us about what's on your mind. And of course have some good dialogue. So the numbers to call is 323-7775-698 0775-698-0776. Please don't forget now, when we come back, when you call into the show, please, I say this every day, but I have to, turn your radios down, turn your TVs down. When you call to us, just listen to us on the device that you have so we can have this dialogue and don't have the feedback. Because sometimes it comes across in a very annoying way when people who are listening to the show have to hear the echoes and the feedback and the repeat. So please, when you call us, don't forget to turn your radios and your TVs down. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes. But Santa, the crime seems to be almost escalating again. Even notwithstanding the police saturation patrols, and of course the police force is doing a magnificent job. We got a text where the national security officer, the national security minister did say that police and defense force officers are patrolling the streets in New Providence, which is good.
This is powerful.
Which is good. Anyhow, we'll be back.
God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save law enforcement everywhere. Be right back after the break. God save the King. Hold on, everybody. It's 5:30 p.m. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. And of course, this is the period in which Brother Roll opens the line. Bradley?
Yeah, the line's open, 323-7775-698-0775. And of course, 698-0776. You can call in now if you want to, so we could, discuss whatever's on your mind. For the next, looks like 25 minutes or so, we'll entertain some calls. So call us, please, 323-7775. 698-0775, 698-0776.
Good afternoon, spiritual advisor.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine. Good afternoon, Mr. Monka.
Good afternoon, my dear.
I just need to say what's on my mind. I just started listening to your show, say, 3 weeks ago.
Yes, ma'am.
And I enjoy you all talking about politics and what's happening in the Bahamas. But,
Yes,
Mr. Monka, I have something to say to you today. You really, really, really need to have some respect for your spiritual advisor.
But I do listen
But
to
you're
him.
carrying him too hard, man.
Only on
Every time
politics.
he's trying to bring a point across, you cut him off.
No, when he's talking godly talk. See, he's
You
here.
don't let him talk.
He's
You
here
cut him off.
to guide me spiritually.
You're not listening to her.
I'm
Mr.
listening to her.
You're not listening to the spiritual advice.
Every
He's trying
time
to
he
bring
says
something
to
across
me,
the table,
"Thus
and
said
you're
the Lord
not
of hosts."
wanting to talk about it. You just keep on cutting him off. He is an intelligent young man.
Very intelligent. He's my spiritual advisor.
And if I was him, I would have just mute you for 2 days and show you what he is about.
But that would be very sinful on his part because
No,
he
Mr.
is
Monkey, you
here.
need to give him a chance.
Okay, I'll give him a chance.
Please,
My
do that
spiritual
for
advisor.
me. I just started listening to you 3 weeks ago.
You hear what she say, right?
Enjoying your show.
Have some chance, right?
You have a good day, sir.
Thank you.
Ma'am, we thank you so
I
much.
was trying to save the spiritual advisor from walking into his own personal political trap because what I read, he didn't read, and what I know, he does not know yet.
Okay.
But
Thank
go
you.
ahead, my
Okay,
spiritual
no
advisor.
problem, Santa. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Yes, sir. Very blessed. Good afternoon, Mr. Spirit. spiritual advisor.
Are you,
And
Ezekiel,
to you, Mr. Manka.
are your taxes up to date?
leave him alone. Go ahead,
Yes.
Ezekiel.
Ephesians 6, say, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and the power of his might put on the whole armor. And having done all to stand, still stand. I'd like to send out a shout to Mr. Henry Butler on the passing of his wife. He is about to deposit his wife, the Mother's Day tomorrow. I want to say to him, be encouraged, and I'd like to send out a shout to all the senior citizens, to the sick and to the short, and to every family which about to deposit a loved one back to Mother's Day. And I'd like to send out a shout to all the senior citizens, especially those around the family island, to the sick and to the short, and let us continue to pray for the male chiefs of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and to those incarcerated. And to everybody that knows Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
Brother Joe.
Brother Joe.
I'd like to say that let us continue to pray that we don't have no murder over this weekend.
Amen.
2 Chronicles 7:14 says, my people, and when my people desire, return from the wicked ways, then will hear from heaven and heal our land.
Amen.
We got to get back to the old landmark and
Yes.
let us continue to pray for one another. And to you, Mr. Spiritual Advisor, Mr. Manka, you'll be encouraged and have a blessed weekend.
You do the same.
Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Yes,
God
you too.
bless you.
God bless you. And
All right,
I
take care,
send
caller.
my love to Ezekiel.
Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live. Yes, you're live, caller. Go ahead.
I'd like to send a birthday request to Kanye Camp from his mother, Jasmine Fraser, his grandmother, Claudia Fraser, and all of the Hebron family. Wishing him a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to him. It's powerful.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Next caller, please. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Good afternoon, Spiritual Advisor.
Good afternoon. How are you?
All right, sir. Good afternoon, Mr. Monica.
So,
Yes, sir. The first lady that called this afternoon, she beat me to the deal. Mr. Monica, I know that is your show. I very respect you and your show. But the lady, she was right on par. She was right. The spiritual advisor is a grown man, intelligent man. And I feel within myself that even though it's your show, give the spiritual advisor what is due to him, man. You have to give him what the world is watching this show.
okay.
The way you talk to that man sometimes, it really don't call for a man. The spiritual advisor, he takes a lot.
He is a good man.
I was wearing the spiritual advisor's shoe. I wanted to be, you talk to him like some kind of little child, man. Just have more respect for that young man, man. He is very intelligent, and sometimes you have to learn to listen, man. You don't learn to listen to spiritual advisor, and I don't know why you haven't got spiritual advisor, because you don't listen to that young man. That young man, he puts up with a lot with you the way you talk to him. And I feel that myself as man to man, it's not right the way you talk to him. Respect him some more, please.
I'm
God bless.
going
bless you,
repent
my brother.
of my sins.
God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your contribution.
observation.
Absolutely. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Spiritual Advisor,
Yes, sir. How are you?
Mr. Rodney Monka.
So,
You and Spiritual Advisor is two good couples. Don't let no one get between you and Spiritual Advisor. Like you say, Spiritual Advisor, you're Spiritual Advisor.
yes.
You deal with the politics. Anytime he go off of that, you put him in line, let him know you are my spiritual advisor.
Yes.
And I deal with politics. And that was so right. But I heard the people talking about Mr. Rodney Monka. But you all have a nice day.
Yes.
And God bless you all.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Take care. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Hello?
Good afternoon, caller.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
Speak, my dear. Speak. We're listening.
Yes?
What's on your mind?
I want to speak to Mr. Monka.
I'm here, my dear.
Oh, okay, yes. Yes, Mr. Monka. I was taking a break out today, but
Okay, so
talking to me or who?
okay, so do us a favor. You have to turn your radio down. You're getting a delay, and that's confusing the conversation. So wherever you are, just turn your radio or TV down and just listen to Mr. Monica, okay? Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, are you there now?
I'm right here.
Okay, go ahead. So you can speak to Mr. Monica.
Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Monka.
Good afternoon, my dear.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
See, you're
okay.
listening to the radio in the background. That's what's throwing you off. Either go in another room or it
Okay.
will confuse you.
Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live. Let's get that sorted out. Are you there, caller?
Hello?
Yes, you're live, caller. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, Spiritual Advisor, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay.
Great.
Mr. Monka, how you doing?
I'm fine, my dear.
Yeah, Mr. Monka, I'd
Yeah.
like to say something to you. You know, a while ago, spiritual advisor was talking about the real property tax. Mr. Senator Monica, every time you try to talk, sense would go to the Beeman people. You try to butt him in.
Okay.
And you need to stop that. Mr. Monica.
Yes, ma'am.
You sound like little Tommy Tucker singing for a supper.
I can
And
assure
too
you
old
that
to
there's
sing
only
for a
one
supper.
Tommy, and that's Tommy
spiritual
Tainquest.
advisor talk sense because he's making sense.
No, the spiritual advisor didn't read
It's
the
making
list.
sense. You talking about things what happened 100 years ago. Stop talking about things what happened. This
Okay.
is the modern world now. Those things, you talking about ancient days, you try to butt him in and cut them off. What he talk makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, and right now, you look like Sanford and Son. Spiritual advisor, you're an intelligent man, and stop letting Mr. Monica get to you.
I try my best to, ma'am. I appreciate you.
Please do.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good weekend. God bless you. Thank
Thank
sir.
you, my dear.
Welcome to
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. You're on Freedom March.
May I speak to Mr. Monica, please?
Yes,
Yes,
go ahead.
ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Monica, I was saying to you that I gave Reverend Derek Clare
Yes.
$3,000.
Okay.
Okay, I trusted him because he was the chaplain of the house.
Okay.
He said that the Prime Minister was backing him, and he gave me a receipt for this Crown land property.
Okay.
He gave me a receipt stamp land and survey.
When? When did he give this to you?
Over 6-7 months, over almost a year.
Have you gotten the land yet?
I can tell you what happened right now, Mr. Monica, in 2 minutes. So now I went to land and survey. They can't find anything about on that. I have the receipt with me.
Okay.
He's told me that the Prime Minister, every time I try to get in contact with the Prime Minister or him, somebody will say, well, the Prime Minister wanted to have COVID or something like that.
Really?
But I would like to know if you could please help me to see if I can get my money back. Because
Well-
I'm getting ready to seek legal action.
Right,
'Cause
yeah.
every time I text Reverend Claire, he's avoiding the calls, the house line, the landline, and the cell line now.
What about
and
the
he already
church?
got the $3,000 and give me this thing. I have messages and everything he gave me.
What church, listen to me, what church he preaches at?
I only know he's Reverend Derek Clare. I could find
Why?
out and I'll call you and tell you.
Find out his church. I have a first cousin and a bishop robbed her.
Okay.
And she went to his church bright and early.
Yes, sir.
And the bishop made a mistake.
Don't do that.
When
You don't want
asked
to.
everyone.
Spiritual advisor let this man talk, man. This people $3,000, man.
Bishop asks
For the test.
everyone who wants to testify to come back. To come.
Okay. Seriously speaking, though, he gave me. I have the paper with the land and survey stamp, but the land and survey say they don't know nothing about this.
Well, if he doesn't
Wow.
pay you,
No.
you
He's
could
saying
crazy.
that the Prime Minister is backing me up.
Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me.
Selling around these,
the Prime
these
Minister.
Crown land things
Listen to me, my dear. Listen to me.
Yes, sir.
The Prime Minister doesn't operate like that. You send a message to him and tell him to pay you. If he refuses, you go to Central Detective Unit.
Yes.
They have a fraud squad. He
Okay.
would be accused of selling government land,
Okay.
and that is a criminal offense.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Thank you.
Okay, and meanwhile,
yes, sir.
see if you could find his church.
I will definitely.
And get
Because
back to
I need
me.
to go testify in there too.
Amen.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, no problem. Welcome to Freedom March. Go ahead. You're live.
Yes, hi.
Yes, ma'am.
Monica,
Yes, ma'am.
good afternoon to
How
both
are
of
you?
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to both of you.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, you be encouraged, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Be encouraged, Mr. Monica.
Yes, ma'am.
And what you need to do is to give spiritual advisor a job description
Okay.
so he knows what is expected of him.
Yes.
And not cutting in and out when you're speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
I know he loves to do the birthday request and whatever. Sometimes you have something you want to finish up, and he telling you it's time for birthday. It's just like it's no order in there.
Yeah.
You see those other stations? They
Right.
have one person working in there. They don't have no you say and I say,
This is true.
you know? So you just need to give him his job description and let him know what is expected of him,
Okay.
you know?
But in the meantime, I
You're
want
not
you.
listening to it. I don't mind what those other people said, but ain't nobody say he's not intelligent.
Yeah.
But he has to show respect and let his turn. I don't know what job description he has.
Okay. Well, he's
I
here.
thought he was a spiritual advisor.
He's here to pray for
He gives
me.
you good advice, and when you go off course, he will bring you line.
Right.
But now he into politics and all of this, and all sort of things were happening.
Yeah.
So I want to hear a new job description what he has.
He is to pray.
So it will go smoothly.
And keep me.
Nobody will be interfering.
Okay.
And he's
All
to
right,
pray.
Do the birthday request. He does it.
Yes, ma'am. So,
Just keep it going.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Those other shows would say, yeah, you don't hear no interference like this. You know, and only
Okay.
one person working with Bodie, one person working with Phillison, and then the other station, and they have it going good.
Okay. Thank you
So
very
I have
much.
to call in today.
Yes, ma'am.
Monday,
Thank you. Okay.
I will tell you the spiritual advisor dropped prescription, but among them, he is to pray for me, keep me from the gates of
Is she
hell.
still, are you still there, ma'am?
My spiritual advisor, leave that alone, and take
amazing.
the next call.
They don't watch the beginning of the show where I read scriptures. Ain't nobody called to talk with Jesus. You know that, right? Everybody want to talk politics, but nobody talk about how I talk about Jesus every day at the beginning of the show, and nobody's mentioning it. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Hello?
Good afternoon. You're live, caller.
Yeah, how you doing, Mr. Spiritual Advisor?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. And Mr. Monica, how you doing?
Listen, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. I'm calling on behalf of two senior citizens.
Yes?
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. What happened is they were asking me because they say I always I try to get through to you all with social service.
Right.
They are not. Their card is not expired, but they haven't got paid for 3 months.
Now, these
And
are these
the
are people.
lady, she asked me again to call because I was trying to talk on her a little bit because and things like that. And the other one called me. She said she gone to the food store. She purchased a grocery, and when she gone, there was no money on the card.
Okay.
My point is, if they are not putting the money on the people's card, should they inform them not to go to the food store?
I quite agree.
Instead of being
Embarrassed.
But I'm going to solve your
Put it
problem.
on and get your grocery, cash it up, and
I'm going to solve your problem. I want you to listen to me now. All I need you to say is yes or no. Your voice sounds familiar.
Yes.
Are you a stalwart counselor of the governing Progressive Liberal Party?
Yes, I am.
Do you know who is the minister responsible for social services?
Yes.
It is the Honorable Miles LaRoda.
Yes, sir.
He's perhaps one of the greatest ministers. You call me at about midnight. I will give you a secret number.
Yes.
To call him, but you're not to tell him I give you the number.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
But people listening to you still
Yeah. So you call me just before midnight. I'll give you the number. You call Miles LaRoda. You remind him that had it not been for senior people like you, he would not be a great man today.
Okay, sir.
Call me just before midnight. I will give you his secret number. Do not tell him I give it to you, and do not share it with anybody else. How does that sound?
I will.
Are you still one of the women there?
All the time.
This is powerful.
Thank you so much.
This is powerful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, caller. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're
Good
live.
afternoon,
Good afternoon.
Monica and Mr. Rose.
Good afternoon.
Now, and speaking, maybe but this first, the woman who called about the chaplain, remind me of my situation when I was young. My mother bought me a piece of property in Love Estate. So his property, I be paying payment every month $500. But after paying $20,000, the property gave him $40,000. Love, big estate, big piece of property. The man said he's fighting and fighting, and he with the Love Estate, and the company was I'll never forget that. Simware Holdings, and he's not paying me back the $20,000, but he dead now. He owe me $12,000.
How long has he been dead?
He said that land is his land, and his partner and him are falling out. But I should did what the woman do now, embarrass him to the House of Assembly. He's traveling unopposed.
I'm going to ask you a question. How long has this man been dead?
He dead about 4 years ago.
Oh, well, you have 2 more years. You can sue his estate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But is it a company name, Simwell Holdings? I can sue it.
Well, let's put it this way. See if the company still exists.
Okay.
And if fraud has been committed, you can lift the company dress
It ain't
up.
me. It's a lot of people got caught up in that Love Estate thing.
Okay.
Now, let's get back to your situation. Y'all do not change your format. That's why you all become number one. Heckle and Jekyll, from you doing, from you did a drive-by, what's called a drive-by pay, for you to rent the building next door.
Yes.
That was so funny. I had a drive-by, give you all my money.
That is true.
Let's change your format.
That is true.
You do know the supervisor got this little agenda going on, and you there to cut him down.
Come, my spiritual advisor. You heard what the man say?
Yeah.
Let us. Come, my spiritual advisor. You ain't saving.
Sometimes you just get a little lost.
Yeah.
So you there to straighten them out. Do not change your format because it'll be boring. People probably be sitting at the bars laughing. People don't know that, Ronnie, that you are disintelligent. People thought that you was just crazy, but you are number one.
Yeah, he's colorful and eccentric.
Yes, and he's number one. Number one talk show host in the whole Bahamas.
Thank you so much.
Those
kind words.
And let's getting back to this inland revenue.
Right.
How come they're taking it to the court? Because the IRS ain't got that much power.
Well, look at the law.
Take it to the court first, and let the judge hear your situation.
Right.
Well, you can take.
This is like this is a little political. This is a political place.
You can
take your line because this ain't right. This was going before a court of law, and let the judge decide what's going on in this line.
But you can take.
I always thought that much power going on.
But you can take inland revenue to court if you think that they are acting unlawfully. You can go to court.
I know, but I didn't let them do a class action suit against that because I think whatever you do what Perry did, have an amnesty, 50%. Remember that when Perry did that?
Yeah.
Because this is unfair. The white people in life, you keep telling them they ain't paying, and minutes back down. Him and Peter Tanquist.
Yeah.
And how dare they go after the poor people with money?
No, these people isn't as poor as you think they are. But your point is well taken.
But I'm saying they give the rich people a blind.
Well, it wasn't the PLP who did that. That was Dr. Hubert Minnis and the Free National Movement who did that.
Now, I didn't brave me to step in and do what Christie did. Give everybody half off and go and do payments.
Okay.
This gonna make them lose this election if they try to get the money from the poor.
Yeah. Thank you so much, caller.
Okay, y'all keep your format.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend. How much time do you have, Mr. Producer? Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Fellas, how are you?
Good afternoon. How you doing, sir?
How are you, Mr. Monica?
Sir.
Great. Okay, I got three complaints.
Go ahead.
There's a poll on Fade Avenue North. Poll number 30.
Yes.
That's been out for probably over a year.
Whose constituency is this?
That's probably Tall Pine.
Yeah, Tall Pines.
Okay, that's
Fade Avenue.
Dr. Michael Darville then, is it?
Yeah. Poll number 30.
Right.
Poll number 30.
Fade Avenue North.
Okay.
Just opposite the old wash house.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And the other complaint is there's a small trench on Fade Avenue South.
Where about?
Water and sewage done some work there, and the trench is sort of deep. And I'm surprised that we haven't had an accident there yet.
Okay.
Really?
Where about is that?
Just before you get to Little Feet, the little private school about.
Oh, yes. You're right. Yeah, I pass it all the time. Yes, you're correct. Yeah.
And the other concern that I have is, these people, they put these bumps in the road, but they don't put no paint on it. So if you're not familiar with the road, by the time you
get to it, your car goes bang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I ran over one of those bumps one night and it just pulled my ball joint out.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good observation.
You know you could sue the government over that, right?
Yeah, but it's not that easy, Mr.
No, it is very easy. How much is the value of the damage?
Boy, it must have been about $300.
Okay, so you take them to the magistrate court. You can sue the government. $300, take them to the magistrate court.
Thank you, caller.
Yeah. The only thing is I didn't get a receipt for the job.
Yeah, you
Go
need a
back
receipt.
for the receipt. I'm certain the mechanic ain't dead, and sue them. Magistrate court. Take it care. Call us Monday. We'll help you out.
Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live. You get 60 seconds.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Monica and spiritual advisor.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Monica, the lady who called a while ago stating that you should give spiritual advisor a job description,
Yes.
she was biased and she's talking foolishness. There are times on this show when you do be very rough, the spiritual advisor. A while ago, there was some argument going on. You were talking them very harsh. You need to do that off air, not on air. Because he is a man, you're a man, he is not your child. So you do need to ease upon him.
But if
my
he,
5 cents.
if he is
Thank you
going
so much.
contrary publicly,
Doesn't give you the right to talk to me
certainly
anyhow, though.
I should rebuke him
But not
publicly.
in that fashion. Come on, Santa.
The same way the spiritual advisor
You missed that call. It's
should
amazing.
give
eh?
me spiritual advice
That,
openly.
that lady's
Anyway, my
advice
spiritual
just flew
advisor.
right over your head.
Yeah.
We have another call before we end. This is the last one.
coming to
Welcome
the
to
end.
Freedom March. Caller, you're live.
Spiritual advisor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine, sir. Thank you so much.
Brother Moncur.
So,
Now, that's your neighbor right on the side of you. He needs a lot of fine-tuning because there are times when he is out of order. He's not safe. Anytime you bow to an idol, what you...
cut this Negro. Okay. Well, folks, we're coming to the end
it's the weekend.
of the show. I want to thank my spiritual advisor
As
publicly
always,
for his enduring faith.
I understand patience.
I want to thank him for
Yes.
his major contribution, and I want the whole nation to know that I hold my spiritual advisor in high, high esteem. So Bradley, whatever sin that I've committed, please continue to pray for
Small
me.
things, man.
All
It
of
is,
your
it
hands.
is what it is.
So this is powerful.
It is
okay?
what it is.
So as we approach the weekend, we want citizens to be kind, tolerant, patient. You have to control your anger. And there are times when you must pretend. When men are talking evil of you, you must pretend that you didn't hear what they say. And you must not allow yourself to be subjected to their provocation. And I think it would be powerful. So, as we come to the conclusion of this week's show, we look forward, if it is God's will, to return on Monday. So that is going to be powerful. And then we want to remind members of the public, as of the 3rd of March, 2024 to the 8th of March, Dr. Michael Darville and the Ministry of Health has this wonderful program which is designed to treat people with a variety of foot complaints. So you may be a person with diabetic foot and so forth. But whatever you do, check it out. Bradley Road, God bless you.
If it's the Lord's will, we'll be back on Monday.
This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save King Charles III and the entire royal family. God save the people of Harbour Island. Help and hope are on the way. Hold on, everybody. God save the King. It's powerful.